Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome Shreyank as well.
Yeah.
After a
Thank you,
very
Vijay.
long
Good to be
time,
back.
and we had to
Exactly.
do this not because it was just an RCB and CSK game, because RCB lost it. Had we won, probably I wouldn't
Yeah,
have made this video, but we lost it, so we have
yeah.
to make this quickly. We have plenty to talk about, but first things first. Chennai were clinical, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. They took the chances what the bowlers gave, because that's also a part of game. Bad bowling doesn't generally mean that you will get the amount of runs that Chennai got.
True,
But
true.
they did do some clean hitting, and credits to their batters because they continuously put pressure after the
And it was
early
helped,
fall of two
and like you
wickets.
mentioned, it was helped by some really poor in the slot bowling, really
Yeah,
clueless
abysmal
bowling.
bowling. Yeah,
Truly,
because uh, it clearly showed that when under the pump, the bowlers couldn't deliver.
exactly.
So especially our two fast bowlers, Siraj and Akshdeep. So they really looked completely out of their place when they were bowling. And uh, I mean, you know what I was disappointed with? I was not disappointed with the runs that were given away. It was how they were, because they were doing repeating the same mistake.
Same
It
thing.
was not as if they did a mistake in 1 over, they did the same mistake in the next over. There was no change of length. There was no change of pace. There was
No
no
change
change
of
of
nothing. You're just
any
dishing out.
anything anything. They just came, and it almost looked like it was like a training session for the batters of CSK to come
Range
in
hitting.
and tell them that, okay, we'll be bowling you in the slot, so let's see what are the various shots that
Yeah,
you
how
can play.
far you can go. Exactly. That's what it
Exactly.
felt like as well. That's why I felt the
So
same thing when Pat Cummins batted against Mumbai. It was
mm,
proper range hitting in the slot
yeah,
bowling, and same thing happened here as well.
yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah,
we have seen how the pitches have been. It has been a batting paradise for most of the tournament till now, and uh, add that up with some poor bowling. It was a destructive combination to have for RCB.
it was some 20-25 runs too many actually in the end. 190, 195 was very much chaseable. Even 200 was.
Yeah,
Let's talk about it later. Let's talk about
yeah.
it later. Let's talk about
No,
the
initially we got to talk about how bad we were with the
yeah, with the
bowling,
bowling. True.
and I also need to bring this up. Faf's captaincy also, that he really let down with the change of bowlers. Okay, so
Truly.
I
I
thought
felt the
he could
same
have
too.
done much better, because we saw how CSK with the spinners, they held RCB to their places, not letting them get away in the match, kept pushing for the wickets, and kept it tight majorly. But our spinners, generally, we used the spinners abysmally. I don't know why we use them in a certain way, especially a bowler like Hasaranga, who is a wicket taker. Okay, he might
Yeah,
go for runs, he will take a wicket.
he'll take a wicket for sure. And he
Okay,
did he did
how
take
bad?
as well eventually.
Exactly. So eventually, when he came, when he bowled the 19th over, which I thought was an abomination in itself. Uh, I never thought that would have happened, but yet there again he got wicket. So it shows that we went wrong with the clutch decisions that we were
And
supposed to take.
also, you could clearly see how Dubai was struggling against his wrong uns. He had no clue as to how to play his. In fact, one other time, even DK was clueless as to how
DK,
to play.
exactly. And DK is one of the finest keepers that
Yeah, he
that
was
India has
very
ever
experienced.
produced.
He was
And
clueless as well.
if he was clueless, imagine how difficult it must have been. Again, I feel with the spinners, we missed the trick because we didn't bowl them in tandem. Okay, I thought Shabaz and Hasaranga could have given a one or two, 3 over or 4 over spell continuously together, so that they could have bowled those tight lines. But just because the bowlers get hit for 1 over, it doesn't mean that you should take them off
Take
always.
them off
Sometimes you have to
exactly.
back the bowler's ability, and they will come good, they will learn. But then it really showed that why Harshal Patel is such a
So
important pillar
important
of
in
this
this
team.
setup for sure.
I mean,
And
if that
also, it
thing
was
isn't there, I don't know what does.
if you look at in the long run as how the game played out, it was just one wicket of either Uttapa or Dubai to stop the flow of runs. It was just
Yeah,
that, and they had to bring in Hasranga. He didn't, and he went for Akashdeep and Siraj. Siraj, whom again has been really big letdown this season, man.
yeah, yeah,
Absolutely no
yeah.
rhythm. he balls with the new ball, death, nothing at all.
I am really disappointed because Siraj is one of our retentions, and I thought he could have done he would improve on what he has shown last 2 years, because last 2 years Siraj's bowling has been impeccable. To be
Very
honest,
good,
we
very
we
true.
have spoken about it. We have spoken
Yeah,
about the rise and everything.
everything
How we loved Siraj's mentality and bowling, but here it looks like he's trying too much.
too much.
He's trying way too much. I mean, they're continuously he's hitting a few lengths which are not necessary for him at that particular time. Like bowling according to your field is one of the things that you
Yeah, he
can
hasn't
do.
been doing
But
that. He hasn't been doing that.
yeah, that really lacked in his performance. The discipline was required, and in the end, again, uh, uh, it's the sessions that we did not capture, like few sessions which if we would have captured that, we would have won that session. It would have made the match into a completely different one, because if we would have broken the partnership, we saw how others could not come in and just keep
Yeah,
away,
score.
got it. Yeah, so it looked like we missed the trick in those small targets. We should have aimed small and then built on it, but then
But
it really looked like it
despite,
was.
yeah, but despite all this bowling woes, I still think the blame has to be on the batters. It was still
Yeah,
chaseable,
100%.
although 20, 15
Yeah,
runs extra, was still chaseable with the kind of form our batters have been. It was still chaseable. The biggest letdown, I'll go with
yeah,
it,
yeah.
is the intent.
Yeah,
The intent of the opening batters. You don't. I would have been totally fine if Rawat would have got their first ball duck, trying to hit a six, or get ball, trying to sweep or do something. But there wasn't that kind of an intent at all. They were, if you
yeah,
notice, Faf
uh,
wanted to get single to get back Rawat on strike in the first over so that he could use the short
yeah.
boundaries. Why you're
Shots.
chasing 200? You have to go from right from ball when you can't switch gears and you say that you take the onus and all those. It wasn't there right from the beginning, and I believe that actually caused the entire progression of their batting innings to slow down. What's your take on that?
I I mean, isn't it a show? Like we ended up with 193 or something, isn't it?
Hmm.
193 or 189? I'm not
193
sure.
was
We
something
close to
around that.
190, and we were short by 20 runs. So
23.
imagine if we would have gone hard in the power play and got those 20 extra
Yeah,
runs. We could have seen that would have made a huge difference, because then it would have eased the pressure on the other batsmen. So every time a batsman walked in today, yesterday in yesterday's match, it looked like they were in the pressure to go from the word get go. Got it?
exactly.
Nobody got the time to play themselves in, and that is where I felt the openers. Uh, I keep hearing these in these videos every time they speak about, oh, we have a specific task or a specific way the batsman needs to go about uh, his role. But then in the power play, we are seeing that openers are being let down. Okay, they might be good bowling, but you have not showed your intent. Also, it's
Intent
not
at
like you
all.
have been swinging.
It is not like
You have
they're bowling six
swinging.
amazing balls.
Exactly,
There is odd ones, yeah.
let's not forget. Yeah, let's not forget this CSK bowling attack is one of the worst that we have ever seen.
For sure.
Let's not
Yeah, there's no
let's not
sugarcoating about that.
yeah, exactly. So to come up so short again them, it is kind of a disappointment, and
Out of form
it was
bowling
something
attack.
that was coming. Yeah.
He's
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
giving, and then after Faf du Plessis got out again, Virat man. What do I talk about? If
Mm.
people say I'm being overly critical, but come on, he's being paid 15 crores, and where do you see a performance worth of 15 crores anywhere close to it? Yesterday again, big letdown, big game.
I mean, what is scary is this trend has been it's almost like it is infectious. Like Virat is not performing, Rohit is not performing over there,
Hmm.
Shikhar Dhawan over there is not performing. All of these are experienced Indian top batsmen, and they have been struggling. Even Ishan Kishan has been getting few runs here and there, but again,
There's no
I mean, these
consistency.
are worrying signs
Worrying
for
signs as an
Indian
Indian fan,
cricket team.
for
Yeah,
sure.
going into the World Cup to the late at the end of this year, so it will look like it will be a tough one for the Indian team especially. And with VK, I don't know what has gone wrong with him. Yes, there are times when even the greatest of great players will have that bad patch of run, of not scoring any runs. But then with VK, it looks like he's making those errors which are very uncommon to him. Got it. It is very unlikely. When unlikely. I mean, would you tell a few years ago that Virat Kohli is going to struggle against spinners? Would you
I
ever would
don't
have
know.
thought that?
He can't play leg spin at all. I'm not
One
being
of
critical
yeah,
again.
one of the busiest players when it came with spin. He always rotated strikes
Rotate the
and
strike. He just
did
can't get
all the.
away.
It looks like he's not able to play some spin. I believe he needs to go back to the domestic circuit to get his
Yeah,
mojo
because
back
his
for
forward
spin
press,
bowling.
it's simple as his forward press against a spinner. There's a big bat gap, which is again
Yeah,
the
yeah.
basics, like you mentioned. It's like he's
Hmm.
undoing or going back in time to his initial days. And then he goes out,
Yeah,
Maxi gets a couple of sixes. Then again, the
yeah.
same, we've seen
And
it's like
again, with poor guy, what can one guy do? So it's the same situation again. It's like either Maxi or Dinesh Karthik, right? Dinesh Karthik from the first match has been our savior. Okay,
he's
so now
definitely,
so ABD's role is being fulfilled by
for
DK, where
sure, for
every
sure. He's done
hope
what
and
every,
everything is
yeah.
getting pinned down. Exactly. So credit to DK. I believe the only two people who can hold their head up, I was Hazelwood and DK for
No,
their
no, no, no.
performances,
There's other
and Shabazz.
two
And
rookies.
Shabazz and
Prabhu,
no, Prabhu Desai and Prabhu Desai
brilliant.
and
I'll talk
Shabazz.
about
But
them
then
later. Let's talk about them
I
later.
thought I'll mention them because our uncapped players who were our
They've been a
our
big
bane
revelation
for
this season.
most of the season. But this season, the way we have backed Shabazz
Baka,
especially, I guess he'll come even more good for
good.
us in the
Yeah, let's talk. Before talking
coming
about
years.
that, let's talk about Max's dismissal. Gets two sixes and then again goes on back foot and balls kids off. It's been same for
Yeah,
many seasons now, isn't it?
Maxi has been a bunny
Chahal,
Chahal, Ashwin, and
Jadeja.
Jadeja. So yeah, every time we have seen that has happened, and that process is getting continued. So I
And
don't
but
think we can
yeah, on a
blame
bright
him.
side, he's in a very good frame of mind. You can see the way he's batting, his rhythm, he's
Positive.
hitting the ball well.
I
Very
mean,
positive
if
signs.
people saw, if people saw what he did in the BBL,
Yeah,
it should show where he is as a player. So it
he's
looks
in
like the marriage has
very
helped.
good shape. Yes, yes. And once his dismissal, I was, usually what happens when APD used to get out, we used to just shut down the TV. But once Maxwell got out, I thought this game is over. But I was really curious as to see how Shehbaz and Prabhu Desai took the game forward. They
Yeah,
were amazing for a rookie, down and out 60-40 for three or something. These guys, they batted like they had no pressure behind them. They actually had no pressure. They had no pressure of performance, especially Prabhu Desai, considering it being his ODI game. But despite that, he had to go out and the kind of shots he's played, man, with the switch hit and
exactly. Yeah, the
amazing.
positive intent. That is what I feel with intent coming in where
Exactly. This is what
okay,
lacked top order.
this is that is what we lacked from the word get go, because if a guy can come in at that dire situation and these two people can stitch a partnership. They scored 50 of 27 balls, 27,
Easy.
24 balls, or
And
25 balls.
another very noticeable thing, they easily got 10, 12, 13 runs off the over without taking any risks. Just odd boundaries and
Exactly.
running a couple of runs. Amazing batting. It really
Hmm.
showed our
The-
superstars in the big threes how to bat.
Yeah, exactly. So that I mean, I was positively surprised, to be honest with you. Those two have come of age, especially Shabazz from past 4 games. His batting has improved
Lot.
way more than what we would have expected him to play at. But hopefully, those two are back even more. I hope Prabhu Desai doesn't get dropped when Harshal comes in. I feel we can drop Akshdeep and then play
Harshal
Harshal
and
instead of him, and then where we'll get another batter also. Harshal also can
done bat.
talk
Yeah.
some huge.
Strong.
Yeah, he has not that bad. So yeah, tough times for Harshal also, but then it shows
Yeah.
how crucial he is for us.
Tough times. We
Yeah,
send all our best regards to him and his family at this time,
yeah,
tough time,
condolences.
and hope he comes
Yeah,
back, recovers well, and comes back, because it's important to be mentally fit as well. So he hope he gets
I
back
believe,
to
yeah, that is
mental shape.
where the game gets changed. It's here
It's in
for
the mind
every player, in the
for
mind for
sure.
every player. I guess if you are in a good state of mind, on any day anyone can beat anyone. So if a player who is making his debut can come out all guns blazing, that shows his mentality, where he's been clear
Mentality, and
with
he
his
played
mindset.
all around the park, man. Orthodox sweep, went for a six, proper switch hit, and then a
Switch hits,
back
yeah,
as ram. He had a lot of
ram shot.
confidence, and confidence. It was oozing. You could see the way he was running around, and then he got out. And yeah, after again DK tried his level best. It was just too much for him in the end. But I hope the
I believe if Hasaranga would have stayed, the
another
game would have
Haslang
been a different
again,
one.
he's paying 10 crores, and yeah, he can bat as well. He's a bowling all rounder actually. He hit that
All rounder,
first
yeah,
six
he's
so
all rounder.
effortlessly, and the second ball was there to be hit, and he just couldn't clear it. And maybe another two or three blows from him would have made it easy for DK. But with all things
Yeah,
said and
exactly.
done, we lost it in the end. That's secondary. But the important thing here is I hope the selectors are watching DK's performance here. How the clarity with this
I,
batting has been crazy good.
I really hope so, because you watch all his interview that he has made after this IPL started. He always told that I have worked so hard to make a comeback into the national scene. He doesn't want it to be the end of DK or something.
Hmm.
So it
Yeah, yeah.
shows that when you put in your effort at 35, imagine at 35, at the age of 35, you're making such huge statements, making commitments to taking 2 months before IPL, doing proper training and everything to make this kind of a comeback would be a fairy tale to anyone. And I
For
hope
sure.
he is coming in, because India lacked that finisher
Finisher.
in the T20 World Cup, because our batting collapsed, and DK can play both the roles. To be honest with you, if not for Dhoni, Dinesh would have been the keeper for Indian team for all the
For a
10,
long
15
time,
years.
yeah, maybe
But yeah,
perhaps.
yeah. So
But
Dinesh Karthik got unlucky over there. But then again, shit happens in life. But then
he hasn't
DK's
given up.
performance need to be credited. Yeah,
Good. I hope he
that's
comes
credit to
back,
him.
and yeah, hope that RCB bounces back as well. But before that, I'll have to bring up this topic as well. What in the hell is you're giving an award for bowling the fastest ball in the match? What in the hell is that?
I To be honest with you, now this is getting there's a term called crass consumerism. Just
Hmm.
because you have people watching, and you want the
Could
brands to
be.
get integrated into
Still
the
anything.
segments and the awards, you will sell anything, any sort of award. I mean, what is that? I don't even know how to comprehend that particular award. I don't know who came up
It's
with that
so
idea, but again,
ridiculous.
each
Yesterday, Siraj,
yeah.
who was being hit all around the park, probably bowled the top five fastest deliveries, and his first fastest
Yeah,
one was the one that he flicked. It is total nonsense, and you're getting 1 lakh,
comical. The ball gets hit for six, and you'll get 1 lakh for that.
1 lakh for that.
Imagine that.
Come on,
Yeah.
if you really want to sell something, you could have thought a little better. Maybe say best ball of the innings or whatever, best spell. If
Mm.
you want to give it to a bowler, you just can't. So from that point perspective, a spinner can never really win that award. He's not even in the contention before the
Exactly.
game begins. Absolutely
I mean,
ridiculous.
an award, if it starts off excluding someone, what
Huh?
is the point
What
in
is that
having
award?
having
Yeah,
a particular?
exactly. It is
It's
nonsense. I
almost
hope.
like telling. Yeah, continue.
Yeah, go on, go on, go on.
No. It's baffling that you will go on for such lengths to give an award to a person in the game who has done sod all. For example, if he has given 50 or 60 runs just because he's bowled the best,
Fast
the
ball, not even
fastest
the
ball of
best.
that
Fast.
night, fastest ball of that match. So it really takes a huge amount of dumbness to be able to come in and tell that, okay, let's keep an award category for the fastest ball for the
And
bowlers.
how did it get through all the top
Checks and balances.
guys? Yeah,
Exactly.
it's very difficult to comprehend, like you said, when you think
like
about
i
it.
said like I said, just because people, there is a market, there are people watching, you just
Watching, you're
can't
trying to sell
integrate
anything.
all these sponsors
It's
into
Swiggy,
an
right?
award category.
Swiggy.
Yeah, it is
It's
Swiggy.
Swiggy.
Yeah.
Why couldn't they give us just the food, man, or give more offers on your food that you deliver us instead of this nonsense? By going by that,
Yeah.
probably this guy will make tons of money. Imran Malik. He's got
Imran
no
Malik, 14
control over
lakhs,
his.
pakka. 14 lakhs to pakka he'll make it.
Pakka is going to make that. Just like that, bowling fast balls without with reckless lines and lengths that he's been bowling so far. Unless he gets benched by the team.
I just hope he doesn't become the next Varun Aaron too.
Yeah,
I
for
just want
sure.
him to come good because his story is kind of an inspiration for many, and
For
to be
sure.
able to go on, and he was a net bowler for India in the World Cup and something after the IPL last year.
Yeah.
So
Because
hopefully the BCCI looks after him and then tries to make amends to his bowling, and because there is a fine bowler. Imagine a guy who can hit his lengths at 150 plus.
150, very, very difficult to get away, very dangerous as well.
I mean, the last guy that I saw did it for India was Javagal Srinath.
Back then,
Javagal Srinath continuously bowled 140.
Yeah,
plus.
he had a lot of control as well.
Yeah,
A lot of control. He has to do that, and yeah, in the end, I hope this season RCB seasons have started off really better than the usuals. Just 2 losses in 5 games, still very good, in a very good position, and more importantly, they really. I for one really thought they're gonna get balled out from 100, 120. That didn't happen, luckily, for some good middle order batting. So the
surprise.
has
Hazelwood
really
and Siraj applied themselves much better than
in the
the batsman who failed to do that.
And with that, NRR has come narrowed down very little. And with that, man, as usual, thanks for joining. And guys, if you guys have to add anything extra to whatever we discussed, please feel free to add it in the comment section. And as usual, if you like our content, please like, share, and subscribe. And again, man, thanks for joining in your very busy schedule, taking time out and joining.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
No,
see you guys.
Vicky, lovely to catch up with you, man.
Yes.
See you.